Good afternoon, Andy. So, what a game at the bridge last. What a game. What an exciting finish to the match. And I was just imagining you, Andy, up there in the Matthew Harding upper, bouncing up and down, going absolutely bonkers as Cole Palmer's goal, fourth winning goal.
I would have done had I been there. Mea culpa.
Yes.
I left on 90 minutes plus.
So you missed the penalty.
I was so angry with myself. I mean, what made it worse is the night before, I sat for the whole 95 minutes for Brentford against Brighton. The worst game I've ever seen. I didn't leave before the end, but this I did. I don't know.
Why did you do it, Andy?
I think mitigating circumstances. Very late kickoff. I had to be up early, like 6:45 is when I get up to do the show, and it just seemed really late, and I didn't think they were going to. It was just pathetic. I've been going to football long enough to know that I shouldn't have done it, and afterwards it felt like a loss. I was so angry with myself.
So
I couldn't get to sleep. I was like beating myself up.
Where were you? How did you discover that you'd even equalised?
Well, then we were walking down Fulham Road, and I heard the noise in a nearby pub. It wasn't that loud, but it sort of sounded. I thought United had scored again, to be honest. And I checked the phone, and all right, there's 3-3. And then so somebody said, they've scored again. I checked it out. Have they? Marvellous, but not for me. I mean, honestly, nobody could be. You listeners, you might be annoyed with me. You might think I'm pathetic, but I promise you, none of you could be more angry with me than I am with myself. Honestly, I feel cheated. I cheated myself out. You know, the number of times you go to football and it's so like Saturday, stayed the whole time for the Burnley game. So disappointed. Walk out there going, what did I do there? What a waste of an afternoon. And then I do that. It serves me right, and I'm really, really annoyed with myself, but I've done it. I can't get it back. And whenever that moment's replayed, I'll always know that I wasn't there, and it's hard to take. It's pathetic.
Oh no!
But anyway, it was a terrific game. I don't know what Ten Hag's looking at. I find him. He's no way he should be there next season. He said, I enjoyed how my team were playing. It was fantastic. We dominated the ball. We dominated the opponent. We dominated the game. But we made individual errors that cost us the game. You think, well, how about the individual error that actually got you in the game when you were 2-0 down and completely out of it?
Yeah, the Caicedo pass.
You know, when I left, I was preparing not to be critical of Chelsea. I was going to be critical of United. I mean, they play on the counter, but we gifted them 2 goals. I mean, they've got such good players, and they're so ordinary the way they play. It's so, and you knew at 2-0 they'd have to get more on the front foot. And all season, whenever they've gone onto the front foot, United, they look a bit better as a side because that's what they've got. Their strength is in attack. And, who knows what's going to happen Sunday? I mean, nobody'd be surprised if Chelsea didn't get a result at Sheffield United. And
They did pretty well last night.
Yeah, he did, and United beat Liverpool. But I feel if they lose on Sunday, I think he's gone at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I'm critical of myself for leaving early, but I'm also critical of other fans for giving Mount at the bird. I didn't get that.
He got slaughtered, didn't he?
No, a lot of us were applauding. I thought it was pathetic.
You left because you're poor, to paraphrase what was being sung to him, I think. Isn't it? What were they singing?
And they said, the United fans was singing, they left because you're...
okay.
So
right.
I think it was a riposte to that. No, the worst thing was when he came on and they booed him, and you just think, this is a boy that set up the Champions League winner, was top, helped us get to the top 4 the year we had a transfer ban, and was player of the season twice. No one knows why he left. No one knows if he was offered a contract. None of you do.
Yeah.
Because he's never really talked about it. None of them have who've left. So why do that? It's really so poor. I felt bad about that. And I thought even Fernandes at the end, don't do that. You've won the game. Don't do that. You know. Have a bit of sense about the whole thing. But anyway,
there we are. If only you'd been there to see it.
If only if I had. It feels like a loss.
Did it really? I was saying the least, because I said to you last night, because I did send you a message right on full time saying, I hope you didn't go early. And you said, I did. Don't talk about it tomorrow. And I thought, well, he'll soon change his mind.
I can't come on here and be so dishonest. It would be terrible. Steve
in Mansfield says, mate, all the ranting and raving you've done against Chelsea, Andy, maybe it's karma.
Maybe.
Andy, my mate left Istanbul in 2005 at half time. So put that in perspective.
No, people have done it before. I'm not the
Yeah.
first person to do this, but it doesn't stop you feeling, so bad about yourself.
Yeah.
But I tell you the other thing, I came home and, of course, I watched the last 10 minutes. I don't understand.
Watched the last
Well, I had
10
to, didn't I? David...
From the very moment, the last, you actually queued it up, so it was the
Yeah,
last
I saw myself
moment
leaving.
You saw the upturned chair. Fantastic.
David Coote, I mean, honestly, what are you doing, mate? That's... All day, that's a penalty.
Oh, this is the VAR.
Oh,
I mean, you have to put a bit of perspective
so
on.
long.
It did take a long time. It was a penalty. Yeah. I mean, I can't argue with that. Dallo was very clumsy, wasn't he?
Look, maybe 3-3 would have been a fairer result. I don't know, but but in the end, I can't think United deserved to win the game.
Both teams are so madly open. It's just a bonkers.
But
game.
this is what Chelsea are. At 2-0 up, I'm sitting there thinking this isn't done. If it got a third goal, it would have been done. But they didn't get that, and then of course they do what they've done all season. They give the opposition a goal, and then they collapse. They panic every time they concede. They concede another one pretty quickly because they're inexperienced. I feel for Poch in a way. The fans are still not really having him, but I think he's done a good job. I mean, they've already reached last season's points total, so it's definitely 9 games to go, so it's a definite improvement.
I think you've got to stop saying things like, for all teams, this could be a turning point, because invariably it isn't. You never know. It could be.
It won't be. It won't be because they're flaky. That's what they're going to do. They've done it all season, so I don't see any difference.
Yeah.
But those games teach you. That's when the experience, you learn from games like that. So that's what they need to do.
Well, I suppose it does open the door. Really, we've already had one leaving half time at Istanbul. Probably wasn't the only Liverpool fan to have done that, considering they were 3-0 down. But that's the times you left early. Did you feel every bit as bad as Andy did? I've got the ultimate story, though. I've told it before, but I'll tell it again. This is a friend of a friend. It's true. 1966 World Cup final. She went with her dad, and just before the end of the game, he said, "We've got this now. We'll watch all the trophy stuff on the telly. Let's get out, beat the traffic." Left before the end, left at 2-1 to England. The World Cup final, 1966.
Brilliant, isn't it?
So they were Arsenal fans. So she goes again with her Arsenal supporting dad to the 1979 FA Cup final between Arsenal and Manchester United. And in the dying moments, the old man says, let's get off. Let's get off now. We won't worry about extra time. This is going to a replay, I can tell. She said, remember 66? He said, oh, no, it can't happen again. I want to beat the traffic. Of course, Alan Sunderland scores the winning goal in the 89th minute. So they were the kings of it. But if you still feel bad, as Andy said, every time he watches those 2 goals back, that Cole Palmer winner, he's gonna get this little chill down.
It's so bad
because he'd walked out. If it is a turning point, and it goes on to be that kind of Howard Kendall, Alex Ferguson moment, and you go on and become. This was the moment. They'll be showing it every time they talk about Chelsea. They'll show that goal as the moment it all went right for Poch, and he became the greatest manager of all time.
Paul Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs, Monday to Friday afternoons, 1 till 4. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.